Beauty in brokenness describes God's tendency to work with what others have called worthless. It describes his inclination to choose the most unlikely candidate and to validate himself by using the unqualified. By employing the less than, God affirms that he and he alone is more than enough. How many know that God is more than enough? Jehovah Jireh, his name means more than enough. He's God all by himself. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, he's still God. If your situation doesn't work out, he's still God. If your circumstance doesn't turn out, he's still God. He's the God of the universe, the great I am. He can move mountains and split seas. He can raise the dead and open the eyes of the blind all by himself, without your input, without your help, without your assistance. He's God all by himself. By employing the less than, God affirms that he and he alone is more than enough. Paul expounded upon this concept when he said, "For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise." God hath chosen. He decided on. He opted for the untrained, the uneducated, the less than, the mistake prone. When presented with choosing between the greater or the lesser, he chose the lesser because the lesser better enabled him to display that he is greater. Praise the Lord. God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and base things of the world and things which are despised hath God chosen. Yea, and things that are not, to bring to naught things that are. From Genesis to Revelations, God consistently displays a pattern of demonstrating his strength through the weakness of humanity. He does this by using an 80-year-old man who stutters, by using a king caught up in adultery, by using a harlot, by using an orphan, by using the previously possessed, by using the divorced, by using the chief of sinners. When God compensates for your deficiencies through his ability, he illuminates his power. I want to say that again. When God compensates for your deficiencies through his ability, he illuminates his power. It is not in your strength that God is most visible. It's in your weakness. This is why Paul said, "Most gladly therefore will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me." May rest upon me. It's ironic that you spend so much time trying to be perfect when it was your imperfections that attracted God to you in the first place. He chose you because of your past. He chose you because of your reputation, because of your bloodline, because of your heritage, because of your pedigree, because of your community, because of what happened, because of what they said. He chose you because of your infirmities. It's his desire to display his strength against the backdrop of your weakness, because when his strength stands in close proximity to your weakness, everyone comes to a better understanding of just how strong he is. God will always flex next to your flaws because your limitations provide a platform that he uses to reveal himself. Some of you are backed up against the wall. You don't see any way out. You don't see any other alternative. You think that your situation is going to destroy you, but I want to prophesy for just a minute and tell you that God has let it get this far so that man tried and could do nothing about it, so that you see that there's no way out physically. Now he's about to show up and show out. Now he's about to make a way where there seemed to be no way. The way is not there until he shows up, because he is the way, the truth, and the life. Let me encourage you by telling you that God is about to move in a mighty way. He's about to demonstrate his glory. He's about to demonstrate his power right in the midst of your situation. You have set the stage for God to be God all by himself. I want to talk to somebody who's trying to find an excuse for why you can't do what God has called you to do. You're constantly looking for a reason that would excuse you from the purpose that God has applied to your life. You told the Lord about your mama. You told him about her drug problem, how she was never there, how you didn't have the opportunities everyone else had, how you were never raised in church. You told the Lord about your reputation, what people say about you, how they look at you, how they perceive you, why they don't want you. You told the Lord about your past, the bad decisions, the ill-advised choices, the many mistakes. You told the Lord about your lack of education, your lack of resources, your lack of talent. You told him that you've been divorced and that you messed up everything. Yet God isn't reluctant to use you, because he knew every mistake that you would ever make. He knew every bad decision and every wrong choice. He knew how many times you'd get divorced. He knew how many times you'd fall flat on your face. Yet he called you anyway. God said, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. He ordained you before your life began, with all the knowledge of what would take place in the future. He chose you anyway. He chose you